Hi folks, welcome to another Odd Artworks. I'm Ewan Moore, illustrator and artist, and today I'm going to talk to you about something that affects pretty much anybody who does any kind of art and design stuff: artist block. So what you're going to be seeing on the screen is me doing some drawings. Normally when I show you some drawings, I've done a few rough ideas before I start, but this time I just went straight into it. So they're probably a little bit more scrappy than they normally are, so you can see a bit more of how I sketch, if I'm being honest. Right, so artist block, what is it? Okay, artist block, it's when you really want to do some art, but you just can't think of anything to do. I think everybody gets it now and again. I don't get it so much when I'm doing illustration work, because obviously I have a brief to work to and I know what's going on there. But certainly when I'm doing my own stuff, be it coming up with a narrative for a small press book, or as you've probably seen in some of these videos, trying to come up with ideas for exhibition work, it can be a bit of a challenge and a bit daunting. So I often find myself kind of struggling with things to do. Okay. But yeah, some days you can just sit at that drawing board or that easel or whatever, and the ideas just don't come, and it's extremely frustrating. And it has happened to me a fair bit in recent years. So I'm going to talk to you about a few things I do to get around it. So the obvious thing to do is don't get panicked about it. Get up, go for a walk, clear your head. I often find that helps, particularly in these sort of times when we're in lockdown and things like that. You know, just go clear your head, turn your brain off, just enjoy the walk, and yeah, you know, clear your head, come back and look at things afresh. Sometimes that helps. Another thing I like to do is I listen to a lot of music, particularly when I'm working. If I really can't think of anything to do, I will just put my iTunes or Spotify or whatever on random, and I will just find a song and I will start trying to illustrate what that song is. Well, not really what that song's about, but how it makes me feel. And quite often that can be a good starting point, and actually a number of my paintings have started off that way, as sort of kind of illustrating a feeling or a mood. If I'm feeling particularly fraught with things, I will listen to a piece of music and allow the music to dictate where my hand goes. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is sometimes just do something different, try a different medium. You know, the other day I cracked open some old oil paints I'd found lying around the studio, and I did a weird portrait of the Taskmaster of Greg Davies, just because I couldn't think of anything else to do, and you know, it was kind of good, and I got really quite interested and inspired by the oil paints. So you know, I may do some more oil painting. I'm definitely not as confident with oils as I am with acrylics, but you know, they're a nice thing to work with now and again. The other thing I like to do quite often is some drawing exercises, some blind contour drawing, continuous line drawing, just as a starting point, you know, and see what happens. But the number one thing I do is exactly what I'm doing in this video here that you're watching, is I just draw. I try not to think too much about what it is I'm trying to say. I try not to think that it's going to end up as a painting, or if it's for anything or anything like that. I just draw. And that sounds easier than it actually is. With my work, I always have a starting point. My work is always figurative, so I always know there's going to be a figure of some sort in it, be it abstracted or what. So I know I'm going to work with a figure. So I normally sketch out a rough figure shape, sort of not too worried about compositions in this sort of thing. It's often a figure right in the middle, and I'm just trying to get the idea across. I've been doing this a long time, and I know what size I like to draw at. I draw very small, so you know, I draw roughly a 4 or a 5 size. You know, I think the drawing here is a 5. And I just draw. I try not to think about it. And sometimes, you know, I can spend an entire session or an afternoon just drawing. And, you know, sometimes just getting that ball rolling, you know, getting a few ideas down. And some of them will end up as paintings. Some of them will just kick around the studio until they either get stuff spilled on them, or, you know, I eventually say, actually, I don't mind that one too much, and I put it in a box somewhere. But quite a lot of them never see the light of day, you know. but I don't really think about it. It's just something I do to try and get through it. I have found starting a YouTube channel is pretty good for getting over artist block. Deciding you're going to do a video on art related things once a week really helps. The other piece of advice I would give is allow for procrastination. So if you don't know what procrastination is, it's something you do to put off doing the thing that you're actually supposed to do. For example, organising your sock drawer when you have lots of illustration work you should be doing. I do a lot of procrastination, but if you factor this into your practice, it will sort of help you get in the habit of not putting things off. So you'll suffer from the block less if you factor the fact in that you procrastinate quite a lot into your practice. And I do. I allow myself a good hour before I actually start work to faff about with sorting anything out that needs sorting out, and that's sort of what I do. That could be anything from checking social media, checking emails, tidying my flat, which rarely happens, to be honest. But yeah, just allow yourself that. Don't feel like, oh man, I've got to get this work done. I need to be working 24 hours a day. Nah, that's crazy. And some days if you're just really not feeling it, just don't do it. Don't do it that day. Take a day off. Take a guilt-free day off and clear your head. Go do something. Go have a pint with your mates, watch something on Netflix, and then come back at it the next day or the next session that you're going to do it refreshed. You can spend forever. If the mood's not there, you can waste materials, you can waste time, you get really frustrated, and just have a miserable time. And you know what, that's probably the worst thing you can do, actually, is there's a danger that you can fall out of love with art then. But it's different if you've got a deadline. Obviously you've got to get through it then, but if you're just doing it for yourself or for a personal body of work that you're going to show at some point but you don't know when, take a day off now and again. It's important to recharge those batteries too. Alright, I feel like I've rambled on for quite a lot now, so I'm going to leave you to enjoy the rest of this drawing. As always, folks, I put out a new video every Thursday. If you like it, give it a like. Feel free to share this with anyone who you think might be interested, and I will see you next time. Oh, subscribe for more videos. Yeah, cool. Alright, see you next time, folks. Take it easy. Bye now.